Actually, the tune I'm going to play is a waltz, and I'll tell you a story about that, which has to do, fiddle players have a natural, if they weren't taught not to, a natural interest in other fiddle players, no matter what the genre or style. And so people are always listening to other people and picking up and saying, wow, look what they do there on the fiddle in that country, you know. So anyway, I taught a camp up in Vermont several years where somebody was teaching Irish fiddle, and it was Seamus Connolly, who's from Ireland, lives in New England now, but he's a great Irish fiddler and just as accomplished as you could get. But he was, like I'm curious about Irish fiddling and love to hear him, well, he was curious about my fiddling and the tunes I played too. And this waltz I'm going to play, which is Grover Jones's waltz from Henry Reed, is a waltz that he fell in love with. And just yesterday, he calls me up and he says, Alan, he says, Boston College, where he used to teach, is putting up a website of 300 favorite tunes of Seamus Connolly's, you know, and it's mostly Irish tunes. He says, but I want you to play that Grover Jones's waltz. He says, that's maybe my favorite tune. He has a wonderful complimentary style of talking, you know, and so he says, would you be willing to use this version I recorded of you, you know, on that website? And I said, sure, Seamus, but you know, it's typical, I think, of the natural process in folk music, which is stimulated just by curiosity and aesthetic response to things, you know. That crosses all boundaries. When you hear something you like musically, it doesn't matter what category it's in. All that matters is it struck something in you, a chord, you might say, that responded to it. And that's how music gradually transforms itself, not only by changing from internal processes, but by bumping into other styles of playing that give new repertory, new ideas about how to perform on the fiddle or how to manage the bow or whatever. And you know, all of this leads to the gradual changing of a style. And so it's a nice example, I think, of crossing styles, and it comes from a phone call that I got just yesterday. And so who knows how my interaction with Seamus will affect Irish music in the future, and who knows how his playing will affect me.